If he goes below my knees, I'm gonna go over. But for now, he's gonna be above my knees and I'm gonna come underneath. So I set the table by giving him that pressure. I wanna keep that pressure on as I level change and cup the heels. If he lifts his feet, I'm gonna immediately occupy that space. If he doesn't, I'm gonna lift and I'm gonna step in here, but I don't want him to roll. I'm gonna keep that pressure on, and that's gonna be your pass. You're gonna slide down the thigh and drop into cross sides. As simple as that is, okay? Back and forth, go ahead. Just to give you, because really, I just want you guys to understand the concept here. The difference between the two passing styles. If I have Coach Frankel put his feet on Travis's hips, Coach Travis, and he grabs a pant leg here, and then I just want you can use two hands. Yeah, and just do a regular leg drag, keeping your heels flat, leg drag, and come around over here. Good, now come back. Now, so what I mean by that is I'm not giving him that kind of pressure, but I'm relying more on grips and movement. As I come around, he's gonna what? He's gonna replace this foot that I've removed with that. Yes, it's gonna look like that. Okay, so do that. Good. Now, where you're at, go ahead and lay down with your partner. You're gonna get in, lean in so that your partner has their feet on your hips. Keep your weight on your heels. Okay, don't lean forward the way I showed you. Weight on your heels, grab the pant leg, and try and see if you can get around to the side before they put their foot there. Go ahead. How many were able to get around before they replaced their foot there? Raise your hand. Right? Here's the thing to remember. As you get older, that's only going to get worse. That ratio is going to go down even more. Okay, now watch. Coach Frankel's on his back. Coach Travis is there. Same exact position. I want him to relax his grips and grab. But all he's going to do is as he gently lifts this foot up, or even better, is just here, cup the heel, I want him to set the table. So give him that pressure, and he's going to fill up that space just with his hip, nice and relaxed. Go. Right? Just like that. So I'm here. And instead of trying to move my whole body to get around, I'm setting the table, I'm giving him that pressure. As I remove this barrier, my hips just fill up that space. I'm not even particularly concerned with how I land at this moment in time, just the fact that Coach John's not able to get his foot back on my hip, okay? So try it like that, back and forth for a second. Go ahead. What that is just two things, weight and angle. You're changing the angle with your hips. As Chris Howder would say, you get out of your grips and into your hips. So you're changing the angle with your whole body. You're not doing this kind of speed grip-based game. And it's so much more efficient, right? And as I would define jiu-jitsu at its highest level, it's a search for efficiency. The most efficient way to do something is what we want in SBG. That's what we want for the curriculum. So using angles and weight is far more efficient, far less attribute-based, and it's much quicker, right? It's much quicker because you're not relying on strength and explosiveness to do it. It's just body weight and angle. Everything we're going to do from here on out is body weight and angle, okay? A couple more minutes to play with this kind of pressure back and forth however you want, and then I'll show you the second piece. Go ahead. Ridiculously simple because it is, and when I first heard it, and I know when Coach Steve first heard it, we're like, well, yeah, of course, but most of us, myself included, almost never do it soon enough or every time it arises, and that is drop your chest, okay? No matter what happens when I'm trying to pass this guard, as long as I'm not between, relax for a second, between Coach John's legs, right, or right here where he's going to Superman sweep me, if I've cut an angle and I've got one foot between my legs, or I'm slightly to the outside or whatever, I've made an angle and I'm not diving into his closed guard. As long as that's not the case, I'm always going to drop my chest. Always. The moment he presents that opportunity for me to drop my chest, I'm going to drop my chest. It doesn't matter if he has a De La Riva or whatever, I'm going to drop my chest every single time, okay? And at first, you guys are going to do it, and there's going to be all these opportunities for you to drop your chest, and you won't take it because you're used to having to settle into a particular position before you take that. But what I'm asking you to do is just immediately drop your chest, okay? So how that would work, and this is, I'm just going to give it to you solely conceptually without any particular techniques, so you guys can use your own techniques. But we're here, Coach, I set the table with that pressure with Coach John. I keep that pressure on. Maybe I'm trying to pass around. I get in here now, I'm starting to drop my chest. He's going to re-pummel and move towards me somehow, right? Good. And I don't know, settle into a position here where you feel a little more comfortable. Good, okay, so he's like this, right? And so here's the first thing I want to do. Is my weight off my heels? No. So if my weight's on my heels, move your body, John. He can move around, he can repummel, he can move his hips left and right, he can do all that stuff. So the first thing is get my heels off the mat. I want to commit my weight a little bit to him, okay? And then the second thing is don't let me drop my weight on you. Yep. Good. I want to now close my eyes and feel what's in my way. And I found this is so much easier to do if you just close your eyes. Close your eyes and feel what's really stopping me. Okay, right now I feel like it's Coach John's left shin. So now I change the angle. And I focus on dropping my chest. Right? And then that's going to close the distance.